What's up? What's up? Oh shit, there we go. What's going on? Hey there, Joya. The Lawn. That's a cool name. Where my glasses? Oh, well, I ain't got them. Miss T, good day. What's up, Savina Still? We got Crystal in this piece. What's up, Crystal? All right. Everybody, y'all ready for a pretty good one this morning? Woo! Me. TT. Teresa, man, what's going on, good people? Miss Davis. Two Davises, Ramona Davis and Miss Davis. What's going on? Breeze Montana. Okay, Alofia. That's old school. That's old school. When you touch the forehead, and then you bless them twice. Touch your heart. My soul, my heart, my mind is recognizing you. Old school talk there. That's hand just a southern folk, man. Let me stop. Y'all ain't ready yet. Y'all ain't ready yet. Miss Vic. Conjure woman. Got her braces in. Trying to look 20 years younger. What's going on, lady? All right, everybody. I don't even know how to say this word, but I've been practicing, so I'm going to butcher the fuck out of it. I think when I say it, I got to say it with an angry look on my face. Like, So I'm finna try to say it, but y'all going to get the gist of what I'm talking about. So it's called daguerreologue. Daguerreologue, or some longy. It's something like that, but you guys can look it up for yourself. So it's just a German. It wasn't them damn German words. You know, anytime you speak in German, you got to look angry and shit. Give me some water. I ain't got no water. Them people look angry, man, but they really not. They just say shit so intensely you think they cursing you, fucking with you, but they don't. They just how they fucking talk the talk. All their words is heavy on the goddamn hell. It's on hey Sabina Still, it's in the description. It's in the description. But hey, so where was I? I want to make sure we go ahead and get this thing on down. Woo. So this word right here, daguerreologue, whatever it's called, you got to figure out how to do it. We're going to talk about this issue, and this issue affects all of us. Creed, color, don't matter. Gender, don't matter. This one affects all of us. And when I say it affects all of us, I want you guys to understand something. The true definition of this word is an interview. An interview with an old photo of yourself. Notice what I just said, an interview with the old photo of yourself. So by the show of hands, how many of you guys have a printed out, not saved in digital format, not saved on the internet, Instagram, Facebook, How many of you guys still have old Polaroid pictures of yourself? Our generation should have some laying around. Or Kodak. How many of you guys have old photos of yourself laying around? I'm gonna go as recent as 2000. When was this bitch taken? I'm gonna go as recent as 2007, 2008, in that range right there. So I got one. Oh goddamn! Come on, spirit, not today, not today. Ah, it's not your time yet, man. So now, when I say, before I show you my picture, before I show you this, uh, it's a having an imaginary conversation with the old photograph of yourself. Notice they didn't say an old thought process of yourself. Notice they're not talking about an old version of yourself. They said an actual photo of how you looked at a time in your life. Whether this was the best of times, whether it was the worst of time, but it was a time, right? And more than often, only thing we have to go back on to reference our spiritual man is a thought of ourselves. We don't go and look at pictures, even though we save our pictures on social media, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, TikTok. Even though we saving our videos as content creators, we saving our shit. How often do we go back and watch our own content that we create? How often do you guys go back and watch your own skits, your own memes that you created? It's gonna get deeper than just the self, but I want to explain the basics first. So daguerreologue, whatever they call it, is an actual term that they used to is an actual term for printing photos that they used to use back in the days of the cowboys, back when the turn of the century when the camera first came about. So you take the longu out of it and just break it down from what I was been studying about this word, and it's the act of putting bronze on top of silver images and it lasts forever. So you ever walk into those, well, see, let's show movies. You ever go into the movies and you see an old timey picture on the wall? It looks all stale, old and gray, like time done beat it up, time done weathered it. It'd be Ma and Pa ass sitting right there, farm holding a pitchfork or some shit. It looked like creepy and old in an old house. Those photos were so expensive to have done. That's why they last throughout time. Now, here is the symbology of that towards yourself. Now, we finna get into a little spiritual science, spiritual alchemy here. Hey, everybody, I'm gonna need you guys to really take care of these trolls that's coming in here. If you're my moderators, pay attention, please. This is serious. So when we get up in here, and so so here go a little bit of spiritual alchemy with this photo, this conversation you're supposed to have with a photo of yourself, not yourself in general, a photo of yourself. Now we have silver cords. They say the silver cords start with the navel button. The golden bowl is the mind. Two things: golden bowl, that's your brain. Silver cord is your mind. Now, when we talk about how these portraits was produced back in the day, these people were telling people, I want you to live forever. I want you to have an immortal issue with this. I want you to be immortalized. You go into the, I forget what, the Amish people, they say, don't take my picture. They were skeptical of that shit. Don't take my picture because you're trapping my soul. Pay attention to what I'm saying here. You're trapping my soul. Don't take my picture. It was illegal. Now, in modern day, the Amish don't mind getting photographed, videotaped, or anything. Let me tell you why. Because we're not attaching silver and we're not attaching gold or tin to it. We're not attaching a metal element, a mineral. We're not using anything from this earth to capture any images, creation, pictures, therefore of us. So now the Amish is okay with being on film. The Amish is okay with you catching pictures because they understand that you're not trapping their soul. Now, back in the day, that old ass picture you got of your grandma, your grandpa hanging on the wall in that little silver, that little gold, little floral, oval Easter egg looking frame with them people sitting up in that bitch from old days, or you got a picture of a cowboy, a staple, they immortalize those people's soul. Now, why is daguerreologue so important that you should go back and have a talk with a picture of yourself? Because you was immortalized in that realm. You was immortalized on that day. I know sometimes you would walk in there, you would see your grandmother, your mother, you would see old people, or in my family, my auntie Pick, she will always gather us around when we got together for family reunion. She is the record keeper of the family. Some of y'all need to realize who y'all record keepers is important to those people. Just saying. She was a record keeper of the family. She would come around with all of the family photo albums. She would travel. She would have bins of them. And we would all sit down after the cookouts, the picnics, the Thanksgiving, the Christmas, and we would flip through the motherfucking books and we would see ourselves as children growing up. We would see how our mamas and how uncles and daddies looked back in the day. We would see the muscle tone, the design of the body of the men. We would see the women, how they all stuck together, clustered in the corner. You would see the one bad seed in the family that knew she was gonna fuck everything, do everything bad, drug up and drink. You would see her off in the distance, and then you could have that conversation with yourself and say, well, it's always been like this. How come my auntie, my grandma didn't see this shit coming? Because nobody took a time to really pay attention to what they was looking at. Now, you go to your old photos that you have, and you look at them old photos of yourself, and you can look in your eyes, and you had a conversation with that photo of you from back in the day. And you say, Baron, man, where had the time been? What the hell was thinking? In this photo, you were 20 pounds lighter. You had the bright eyes in there. You was cute. You thought you had great teeth. Your beard was trimmed. You have that conversation and you ask yourself, what happened? It's gonna get deeper than this, but I just want to give y'all the basic. You ask yourself, what happened? Why did you lose that sparkle in your eyes? Why did you stop smiling? Why have you been so hard on women? Why haven't you learned to love yourself? Why? You ask yourself that question. You don't ask it in the mind because the mind is going to give you a solution, people. But if you talking to that picture that's stained in stone, you really got to get answers from that image. That picture needs to talk to you. Are y'all following me so far? So I'm going to show you something. This was a very rough time in my life. I'm going to show y'all the kid. Very rough time in my life. Damn, look at that boy. Look at that dog. That boy was 200 pounds. Had abs. The motherfucker looking good. That smile. This was back in 2007. 2007. Been a long motherfucking time. I know I don't age. It's just the hair and the beard. I know I don't age. 2007. Give you what'd you say? Don't look like a rough time? I'll give you the backstory. So this is when I had got married to my second wife. This is our honeymoon, right? We had took a cruise. And I forget where it was, but we took a cruise on our honeymoon. Nigga looking good, feeling good, fly, sexy, exercise all day, all week to get in that suit, then eat. Took a cruise. Worst time of my motherfucking life, people. I faked it. I can look at this picture right now and see that how my left eye, when I ain't happy, pay attention to what I'm telling you. When my left eye, when I ain't happy, and I smile, it's low, it's went up a little bit more than the right eye. Bad enough I got these chunky ass eyes. But this one right here, it drops a little lower. That's a telltale sign. That smile was fake. Because I normally, when I smile bright, this part talk. And here, my bottom lip was doing the talking. This is why they say you got to know yourself. In this frame, the bottom lip was doing the talking versus this smile right here because I'm happy as fuck. Notice the teeth protrude, the overbite. This part lift up. But in here, I was like this. I had to force it. This was the worst time of my life, people. Not of my life, but this was a bad time, 2007, 2008. I look good, skin glowing, sharp as a motherfucker. But I was in a situation where I was compromising who I was. Now, today, we're doing this practice to which I did yesterday, last night. I have to pull this picture off the wall and I have to say, hey, 2007, 2008, Baron, this is you faking your life. This is you faking you was a good person. This is you faking you had it all together. This is you towing the line, caring for people who didn't give a fuck about you, putting it out there, compromising. This is you, man. This is how you look compromising. Well, damn, he looks real good. Happy wife, happy life. Right? This is compromise, people. What you're seeing right now, this is me. This is the true me. Beautiful, attractive, secure. Now, let's get back to the topic, people. I could look at me all day. I'm beautiful. Let's get back to the topic. Why would a word like this come up? Why would the Germans pick a word like this to say you need to go back and look at a photograph of yourself and have a conversation with that photograph? Why didn't they just say imagine yourself? Because when we imagine conversating with ourselves in the past, we're looking at potential lifetimes. We're looking at the potential possibility. We're not looking at a true image of how shit really was back in the day for us. We're thinking about, oh, I was down on my luck, but then Jim could have helped me out. So notice we're not focused on Jim. I'm telling you how the brain works, people. When I was homeless on the street selling ass to get food, Jim came by me and he gave me $20. Jim could have picked me up and took me home, or somebody could have came and walked me to a home. You're not looking at the simple fact that, or talking to the self saying why you was in that position. You see yourself in that position when you look at it in the mind. You see the position, you see the shit you was in, but then every character that passed by you, talked to you, said something to you during that time you was that, you're gonna focus on them. But if you can look at this bitch and you can do this daguerreologue, I'm gonna get it right by the end of the day, and you can do this fucking hard ass German word to say, then you're focusing on yourself. I can look up here and say, damn, Riri, why you didn't sit this? Damn. I can look at this and I could think about this image of me. And I could think about why she did me like that. Why I let people take advantage of me. Why I didn't speak up when I should have. I'm gonna put the blame on every single person around in my life versus I should be putting the conversation to is me. That's why this is so important. Now, your ancestors had the opportunity to do this. The people that was in bondage and slavery, the people that got this shit carved in stone, the people that was sitting up there doing a lot. They had the opportunity to look back at themselves and do this. This is where you get standing in the mirror from. But when you're standing in the mirror, you're talking to the you now, and you're talking about the present, how you want the future to be, or how you're not going to let the past be. But we're definitely talking about the past right here. This is in stone. This is how you look. So I'm going to ask you a question. How many of you guys got pictures of yourself the way y'all just looked at like shit? I mean, looked at like shit. You was overweight. You was ugly. Your hair nappy. Your lips chapped and buttered. You're sitting up there struggling to turn a tool, and they caught you in some of these off-putting ass pictures. And them bitches printed them out for you. And they printed them out and they put them in that photo book for you to see. I remember there was a picture I saw my mama with her dentures out of her head. I got so pissed off. What the fuck you take a picture like that for her? Of my old girl. I said, burn that bitch, throw it away. Nobody should see my mama looking like that. And you know what my grandma said? You can't say that. You can't stop somebody from seeing how your mama looked without her being at her best. Because that was one point of her life when she wasn't at her best. Say maybe she need to look back on that picture. Grandma taught me that. But I never understood. I was just mad that they caught my mama in that light. Now I'm finna share some. I'm finna ask you guys a question, because this is serious. This is gonna help you. How many times have you saw your loved ones in a bad light, in the 3D, right here now, in the present. You look at them right now. You see your wife, you see your husband, you see your boo thing, you see your fuck buddy, your partner, however you love, you love. You see them right now, and you look directly in their face and you see everything negative about that person. You see their flaws, you see their insecurities, you see where you can jab them, stab them, and cut them. You see all that shit, right? And you focus on that alone. But people, here we go. How often do you go and look back at a time when your shit was exposed? A time when your flaws was showing, when you showed your fucking cards and everybody see it, saw it, played upon it, preyed upon it. How often do you go back and find a picture when you was at your motherfucking worst? And you say, well, damn, I'm looking at my wife, my boo thing, my partner, and I'm seeing nothing but grit, sorrow, disgust, and I can't stand this person. But I gotta love them because I chose them. But I am not happy. That person looking at you the same way, possibly. But how often do you turn the mirror on yourself from an old photo of you when your shit wasn't so good, when you wasn't so fine, sexy, well off? And you talk to that picture and you say, hey, Mabel, you sitting up here in the future, present, right now, being a judgmental ass. And this is you when you was shit, when you was on drugs, when you were fucked up, when you were letting that nigga take you up and through there, when you were living on Section 8, now that you got a Benz, you better than everybody else. You said, why can't you look at that instead of putting that shit on somebody else? I know I'm jumping, right? I'm not making sense to the people who gonna get it, they're gonna get it. Oh yeah, we'll snap a chat. We'll take a selfie and we'll say, this is us. This has always been us. This moment right here. And then you get so hollow and shallow inside, worrying about the right now versus seeing where the fuck you come from so you can have some moral structure, some moral code to lift your fellow man up. Come on now. Let's talk about it. I ain't always been this guy. I done been a piece of shit, I'll tell you. I'm a horrible boyfriend. I'm an okay husband, but I'm the best daddy on the planet. Because being the best dad is bar none the thing that I got it going for myself. I've always been a dad since I turned 19, 18, 19. I've always been a fucking dad. I done been shitty husbands and shitty boyfriends, shitty fuck buddies. I done been all that bad shit. Horrible partners. I've been that. And I judge my partner now for the shit I used to do when they come back and do it to me. I supposed to hate them? How the hell I could hate my ex-wife for not loving me like I loved her? Because I got to look back on that picture I took when I was out there fucking around on Rhonda, Fonda, and Quanda. Oh yeah, they had the same name. I had a method to my shit. The voice pattern had to match the name because we didn't have picture phone back in the day. So you get the girl with the same name close to it and the voice, and then you can understand. You ain't so if you're screwing them, you say, "Oh, I love you, Rhonda." You can play that shit off and say that. I was taught well. Granddaddy was a pimp. Grandma was a stripper before we got spiritual. Taught well. Back to the story. How can I get mad at somebody for putting me in this position here to fake it till I make it when I've done so much to some people so long ago? I put a lot of people in the sense of poverty, dread, lack, heartbreak, hatred. I done that shit. I can admit it. I done it. I can say I'm sorry all day. I can say I gained the karmic lesson off of your blood, sweat, and tears. I did. I can say that. I can apologize. I can give retribution. But what is it gonna do for me? I can make that person whole again. What is it gonna do for me? Nothing. I'm gonna be that same motherfucker who afraid to look at myself in the past, who done that to them women. But I can take a look at myself as a picture when I was clubbing. And I can see where I got a fucking blunt hanging out my mouth, count me a couple dollars, pants hanging off my ass and shit, thinking I was a shit when I really wasn't nothing. That was a painful point in my life that I didn't recognize. I was in pain. I was hurting other people because I grew up hurt, trauma, pain, suffering. People, what I'm trying to tell you is, if you can take a look at an old photo of yourself and have an honest conversation with that photo in that moment, how you look, felt, acted, what the fuck you were doing to people, with people, by people. Have that conversation and say, were you a great person? Were you a bad person? Were you trying to make it? Were you faking it? Were you not being true to yourself? Daguerreologue. I don't know how to say the word. I just know what it means. An imaginary interview with an old photograph of yourself. None of y'all have done that. Now I'm gonna point the finger at some of the people in the soul tribe. Point the finger at some of the people in the soul tribe, all right? I see Conjure Woman on her Instagram. She posts pictures of her mama, her daddy, her grandmama, herself. She posted. And I look back and I marvel. And I say, now that's a woman that's really understanding where she come from, what she done been through, and the pain in that picture, the love in that picture. She has those interviews with herself, people. And when she called and talked to me, she's talking about how it was in the past, how she changed and how she grew. She's a complete woman now. She understands how to work it. And she probably didn't even know this was a thing. I just found out it was a thing. You just finding out it's a thing. To look at an old photograph of yourself and love yourself, hate yourself, confront yourself, address your shit in that moment. How many of y'all strong enough to do that? People, I was a coward. I wouldn't dare look at me from 2002. I wouldn't dare look at me in 1997. I wouldn't dare look at me in 1987. Why would I look at that shitty ass little boy who mama didn't care? Why would I look at it who couldn't hang out with their daddy? Why would I look at it when I'm sitting up there that got touched by my fucking uncle? Who would look at that little boy and think that I should have a conversation with him? Well, I'll tell you what my auntie Pick did. I was so unloved as a child, people. I'm telling you some real shit. Don't feel sorry for me, because I got it going on today, baby. I was so unloved as a child. When I looked at that photograph that my auntie showed me of myself, I was like, who that little baby? Who that boy? Auntie said, that's you. My nickname is Geek. We Geechee people, really. My nickname is Geechee Monk. I'm going to tell y'all. So if y'all laugh, it's going to be a trivia one day. So my real nickname is Geechee Monk. They be like, Geechee Monk, that's you. I'm like, that's me? That don't look like me. Yeah, that's when your mama was on drugs. You had just started. What you said? That when your mama was on drugs. You was 6 years old. Your mama had just got off drugs. Y'all started going to Sam Smith Church. You were just getting out there and you had on your corduroys and you had the biggest smile because you got to lay in a bed. You weren't sleeping on the floor no more. And the only thing you could say, I'm laying in a bed. And you went around the whole apartment neighborhood, Ivy Lane Project in Orlando, yelling, I got a bed to everybody who would talk to you. Do you think I would want to visit that little motherfucking boy in a picture who was happy just to have a fucking mattress to lay on because he got sick and tired of laying on the floor? Nigga, that's pain, that's sorrow, that's hurt. Somebody that just come off an uncle touching them. I don't want to talk to him. But you know what? Auntie gave me that picture and she said, baby, take this picture in your room and put it up there on that altar where you got that candle at. A pink candle, and that picture showed me how to love my fucking children, people. Because I had to love the man inside of me. I had to love that little boy. Now, I ain't going to break down because this shit is serious. How many of y'all strong enough to do that? To really see where you were? To have that conversation with an old photo of yourself. Not an old thought. How many of you guys willing to do that? A lot of you guys are spiritually blocked, people, because you can't face your dark side. You can't face the shit you've been through. We can say Jesus forgive and forget. Allah be praised. We can say all that shit. But when you are not going to talk to that pain point inside yourself, that joy moment inside yourself, be real that you allowed shit to happen to you. Be real that you were put in a situation that you didn't want to do. When you guys can get to that motherfucking point and cry your shit out, hate yourself a little bit, love yourself a little more, god damn, imagine how good your inner man gonna feel, how your spirit soul gonna feel, your ancestors, your guides, your God, your source of energy. Imagine how good it's gonna feel. People, I was taken up and through there. I didn't want to look at me to where I didn't know how I looked as a 6-year-old boy. I didn't know how I looked as a 10-year-old kid. I would get school photos from elementary school and throw them away. Every year they gave us a class photo. I didn't want to look at myself. I threw it away. I start realizing how I look when I turned 13, 14, 15. I was able to face me. That's 7 good fucking years of contemplating I could have done to help me get over my pain and suffering. But I had to start doing that shit at the age of 13, to which I didn't like that. So now I had to do it at the age of 35, grown ass man in counseling. Age of 40 fucking 4, 43, 44, still seeing a therapist to the day. When all this shit could be alleviated if I would have just followed this shit. Having an imaginary interview with the old photograph of yourself, being honest with myself that I was at a pain point in that time, that I was at a loving moment in that time. It ain't got to all be traumatic and trauma. What if you was in the point where you just loved everybody around you and you was just glowing, you had a pocket full of money, and if they around you and you got it, they got it. And you were that person that's giving, making sure the light bill paid, making sure your friends had food, making sure them taxes got them people home, making sure their phone light bill stayed on. And you was a beautiful soul at that moment. And somebody had to snap a picture of you during that moment. You had to be out to the club hugged up with your girl, booty shaking back in the day. Luke Skywalker energy, baby. Some of y'all had it. But y'all don't want to look at that because you're too busy focused on these Instagrams and these selfies right now. This shallow shit. The shit that you do to make yourself feel good because you want to get likes and views off the internet. Come on, people. I'm a social media. I'm a content creator. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you about me. My phone be dry as fuck until I post a picture of myself slinging my dick, jumping up and down, doing something spiritual. All the while I'm sitting in this bitch like, what reading I gotta do tonight? Man, I just want some attention, so I'm gonna post right now. Versus me doing the thing, looking at this picture I had on the wall and saying, hey Geech, hey Geechee monk, I could look in your eyes, my man, and see you faking. I can see it. Your beard wasn't right. I can see you sitting up there the way you cuff your chest and the way your thumb is elevated higher when you grab your lapel of your coat. You trying to get security in yourself. You're trying to hold it together. I can look at this now and talk to him and say, I appreciate you for taking me through that shit. I appreciate you, Geechee monk. You was a man. You held me down. You knew what I knew when I didn't know it. You had hope in your eyes, even though you were going through the pain trying to hold your marriage together, feeling like a fool, people picking at you because she fucking around on you, calling you stupid, taking other people through your shit, looking like a fool. Get your monk, you did that, baby. If you wouldn't have been through that with me, for me, this future version of me, present right here, I wouldn't have made it. I would have been in the nut house. I would have unalived myself. People, how many of y'all can have that conversation? Fuck it. I think all y'all should have this conversation with yourself. An old photo of you. You can, it don't got to be a negative one, but I need you to go back and thank yourself in that moment, in that time, for whatever the fuck you were going through. And if you knew you got a photo when you were doing wrong and you would treat somebody like shit, fellas, you wasn't taking care of your kid, mama, you was out there hoeing. Have that conversation and get on your ass. Have that conversation and give yourself that boost of confidence and thank yourself for bringing you through it. I'm finna tell you something, people. The strongest thing I had to do is talk somebody down, because I do suicide watch too. I'm not just the Baron. I'm all around. I truly care. It's in my heart. So I do the suicide talks and shit. Sometimes I talk to people. You know, one individual said, I got no pictures of me. I said, what you mean you got no pictures of you? I can't remember how I looked as a kid. Can't remember what my mama looked like. I was in an orphanage. They didn't take pictures. We just did. So I don't know how I looked like as a kid. I said, you don't know how you look like as a kid? Say, did, and they asked the question, did I ever exist? Did I ever go through something? Philosophizing, man, the dude was philosophizing on the phone, people. I kid you not. Very intelligent brother. He's still with us. He said, you know, I just want to see myself as a kid. I asked him. I say, you straight? You gay? What? No, I'm heterosexual. I said, okay, good. I say, so why you ain't made a baby yet? What you mean? I say, why you ain't made a baby yet? I say, you don't have any image of you as a kid. Why you ain't make your own offspring, a little mini version of you? I don't understand. I say, if you can't see yourself as a child, or you don't know how it was to be a child, make a mini version of you and give that child the best childhood on the planet. Live vicariously through that baby. I say, then as you watch that baby grow up, you'll see you developing in that baby, people. What a psychological bombshell that was to him. I never thought about that. He say, so I say, let me see. I say, bro, I say, ask the people around you to take a picture and text it to me. Text it to me. Dude was a fairly great looking white guy, suffering like a motherfucker. He had abs, more abs than I had. Dark black hair. I mean, motherfucker was smooth. Looked like he could be a goddamn, what you call one of the motherfuckers, the damn vacuum salesman. I used to mess with him. I say, Eureka. He laughed. That's the conversation. That's the joke we had. But he never got a chance to confront anything in his past. So he didn't think he was validated for the future. I don't know what happened to him. I would love to give you a happy story. I just know he's still living, because if somebody do pass away, they'll let you know. They haven't let me know. Maybe he don't keep in contact with the system, but he said he was going to go out and make him a baby somehow, some way. So I think he started a family. And if he did, that baby got the best life on the planet, because he's living through that baby, giving that baby any and everything he or she wants. That's what this represents to me. Having an interview with yourself, old photo of yourself when you at a time and moment and place in your life, and you're talking to it and you're thanking that particular entity at that time. You're thinking that version of yourself at that time. You're chastising that version of yourself at that time. You're apologizing and you're cursing that thing out, saying you could have done a hell of a lot better. You're being honest, not with the thought. Because when I'm looking at Geechee Monk right here, I'm not seeing, oh, Reba should have done me better. I'm not seeing, oh, I shouldn't have went over there tipping with him. I'm not seeing that. I'm talking to Geechee Monk right here, this dude in this photo right here. And I'm telling him, bro, I thank you. Now that's a lot of self-reflection. I'll get off of that for now. Let's get to the spiritual part of it. Woo! I like to take it there, people. I am healing. Fellas, heal yourselves, man. Do the work. Heal yourself. You ain't no good for no woman on the planet. You ain't no good for your fuck buddies if you ain't healing yourself. You ain't no good for your wives, your girlfriends, your partners if you ain't healing yourself. Women do the same. Heal yourselves. Become something better, good for. Whether it's good for yourself, good for your children, good for the mate that you want to be with. Become better. Heal yourself, people. Heal yourself. You're dealing with all this fucking trauma. Heal yourself. Now let's get over here on this whole spiritual thing, right? Now, I'm finna ask you guys another question. When you first came into spirituality, here we go. When you first came into spirituality, fellas, ladies, listen good. You took a picture with your crystals. You took a picture with your stones. You wrapped your head up. You put paint on your lip, on your face. You cut your hair. You grew your dreads. You did something that defined you. And I'm pretty sure you took a picture of it. You didn't post it probably. You hid it. You had somebody draw you a picture of yourself. Somebody did something photography-wise when you transformed into a spiritual being. I don't care if you put on an Ankh earring and took a picture of yourself. That was your transformation. How many of you spiritualists go back and look at the first goddamn spiritualist picture you took of yourself? The first time you accepted the fact that you were gonna believe in your own God versus believing in a religious practice. How many of y'all have done that? Go back to the day when it started, when you took control of your life. Go back to the day when you decided to adopt African spirituality, Ifa, Voodoo, Yoruba, Wiccan, Druid, paganism. How many of you guys can find that picture? Go scroll through your phone. Google got it, if you ever posted it. Scroll through your phone. 15, 20 years. Y'all don't delete photos. I don't. Look at how you look. Why don't you guys go to that picture and thank yourself? Why don't you go and thank yourself? Why don't you go back to that picture when you discovered who you wanted to be and you say, I'm going to do it. Maybe you was off. You didn't know magic good. You was practicing somebody else's spiritual system that didn't resonate with you, but you were trying the new age movement. How about you go back to that? And you look at that picture on your phone or in your Polaroid or in your Kodak Snap flight that we have printed out at the CVS and the Walgreens. How about you go back to that? And when you go back to that, you sit up there and you say, thank you. Thank you for coming into my life. Thank you for being who you were. You put me on this path of enlightenment, growth. You put me on this path to be a better person, service to mankind. You made me strong enough to stand up to my mother, my father, my ex-husband that was beating me, my ex-wife that was cheating on me. You made me strong. Thank you for taking the step. Thank you for taking the steps. How many of y'all do that? I think we should form a little group or a chain, and we should send out an email and a group email and say, hey, today we gonna get on a Zoom call, we gonna get on an email blast, and everybody gonna take 15 minutes to look at an old photo of themselves And we gonna have a conversation to ourselves. Hell, we can, however many could go on the goddamn Zoom call. I'm willing to do it, people. I'll pay the money for the Zoom. And however many could be up on that motherfucker. And we could sit up there and we could all be speaking at one time. Having a whole 15-minute conversation. Let the tears fall. I just gave a lot of y'all content creators something to do when y'all want to go to these work retreats and shit. Everybody, 15 minutes a day, look at an old photo of yourself. No matter you was in a good place, a bad place, or indifferent. You know what the fuck you want to address. You look at that photo and you talk to yourself. Fuck what I'm saying to mine. Fuck what she's saying to her. This is you having a conversation. And the energy of everybody talking at that one time, you thanking that person, you chastising that person, you giving that person praise and glory. Imagine the energy, the movement. You're not alone. You won't be alone because you'll see that everybody is doing it and it's something that everybody need to do. Do you know how high your spiritual vibration will jump? See, more than often we just go through life for the here and now or for the future. The past is the past, let's forget it. The past is the past, let's forget it. Why forget the past? They say the government doing it right now with Tartaria. We were Tartarians. Then we was indigenous. Then we was aliens from another planet. Then we had our memories wiped. All that shit. Forgot the past. But if we go back to the past and focus on a point to where we were in that past and we lock that in, who can take that from us? That person still exists. That past version of yourself still exists. But this is the spiritual time for it right now. We can heal ourselves today because we're spiritualists. We understand. We got books. We got gurus. We got everybody like that to talk to us. We got insight. But that version of you back then, when you first got on your spiritual journey, didn't have insight. Now you got it. So why don't you take this smart version of yourself, this more evolved spiritual version of yourself, and go talk to that newly started spiritual version of yourself and tell them thank you. Tell them be easy. Tell them you made some mistakes. You got with the wrong clan. You got with the wrong house. You got with the wrong people. You fucked around with the wrong magic. You did some bad shit you shouldn't have. You know it. But you was operating out of fear, distress, loneliness, love, fear, all that shit. Talk to it. Forgive it. Love it. Embrace it. Thank it. And say, here go to trick people. I know this is your moment and it was captured in time. But this version of me, I need to bring you to this time in the present. Y'all follow me here. Giving you some good advice, people. Spiritual. This spiritual now. You may think it's psychological. They one and the same. This 2007, 2008 version of Geechee Monk right here. Married man. I'm bringing him to 2024 with me. Come on. That's that conversation. You don't have to fake being in a relationship. You don't have to fake it for the friends that you got a good marriage. You had pain. You suffered. You love with your whole heart and it backfired. It's okay. Because this is what you become. That pain got you to be this man. So come share this energy with me right here in the present. Because I'm going to damn sure need help for whatever the fuck I face in the future to talk to my future self 5-10 years from now. I'm going to need your help. I'm going to need you to be with me every step of the way, self. Version of me that I went through with pain, version of me that I had all the energy and the money in the world. I'm going to need you here in the present with me to help learn and guide me so I can help my future self get better. Do y'all see where this is going, people? Do y'all understand? That's spiritual. See, I've got a text message from a friend, and they say, "Baron, you one of the spiritual teachers. You one of the OGs, the solid. We can listen to you, man. You like a Bobby Hemmett. You like one of them." And it scared me, right? Because somebody was seeing me like that. And this is true. They say, man, you got some knowledge, you got wisdom passed down by the ancestors. I see a lot of people out there doing ancestor prayers, ancestor worship, ancestor retreats, all that stuff. And they say you don't do none of that. But they say you got the knowledge to do it. It terrifies me. And let me tell you why. I am so terrified to get in that realm of things. I'm terrified that people will see that weak little boy who didn't want to see himself with all his pain and sorrow. When I think about how you guys see me, I think about that little boy who couldn't defend himself, who have to be so spiritually strong right now to make sure you guys are strong enough to defend yourself. So that's something I got to work on. That's why I'm telling this version of Geechee Monk to come up here and hang out with the Baron 9. Give me strength. I need you, man. Because my future self got dreams and goals and endeavors. I need you, man. Come here. Strengthen me. Give me dreams and desires. Let me know I did good. Come here. Because the future version of me gonna need all of us. Not just one. Not just what I am today. I'm gonna need those past experience, those past hurt, those past loves, those past fuck sessions. I'm gonna need that to make myself the best lover, the best daddy, the best father, the best husband, the best spiritualist. I'm gonna need it. So get your ass on up here. It's a slow moving pace. Geechee Monk taking his time. I get it. I understand. Geechee Monk got fear. I'm fearless right now. Geechee Monk still got fear. I need to heal him. So I need to have a conversation with him on a regular. Are you getting how to get it, people? Let me look at a little bit of these comments before I kick ass again. The ruler of all dimensions. You make sure you let me eat when you rule in them dimensions, kinfolk tie. Speak to me, Lord. I like to speak to me. Speak, Lord. I love that in the color purple. Lily Rose say, I think so. Lily Rose! Everybody, only thing I'm saying, this hard ass word I can't pronounce. You guys got to look it up. It's in the title, spelled correctly too. Daguerreologue. You have to be German and angry to say this motherfucking word, I think. An imaginary interview with the old photo of yourself. Have those hard conversations with the real version of your past, not some imaginary version. With the real version, it's in the pictures right here. It's in the photo. Out of all the pictures I could have kept, I kept this one because I was faking it. I was faking it in that marriage, trying to be good, trying not to argue, trying not to fight, trying to hold it together. It lasted less than a fucking year, people. I was miserable. I can never be that again. Because Geechee Monk won't let it. Go through your old family photos. Try to find one of your mama. Try to find one of your daddy. Try to find one of your beloved nana, grandmama, grandpa. Look at the faces. Look at the smiles. Look at the body movement, the language, the gestures. Do you think he was happy to sit up there when he put his hand on his hip, lean forward, tired of all day? Do you think he was happy? Do you think he had some pressure on his mind? And you thank him for going through that moment because your ass wouldn't have been here. You thank her for being in that kitchen cooking over that hot stove because your ass wouldn't have ate that day probably. Your mama wouldn't have ate that major. Come on, people. It just don't work with us. This ancestor. How many times are we gonna go back, look at a photo of our ancestors and have a conversation? Some of y'all got Indian blood in you, Native American, Indian, indigenous, call it what you want to call it, semantics people. How many of y'all gonna sit up there and look at one of them pictures? How about y'all gonna look at a picture of an Asian person and say, brother, I know you've been through a lot. And I know during that time at the Ming Qing dynasty area, whatever the fuck, I know you went through it. But my energy is drawn to that picture. My energy drawn to Japanese anime cartoons. I'm finna show you how to broaden this bitch up, y'all. You watch a Japanese anime cartoon where motherfuckers had swords, feudal Japan era, and you talking to that animation character as if it's one of your ancestors. But what you don't see, you identify with it. Why are you identifying with images, pictures, and characters on TV, hieroglyphs, and scripts? Because that energy has transferred. That's an immortal energy, emotion that's been locked in time to which you can access. Thoth told you about the emerald tablets. He just wasn't talking about the caves of Amenti people. I know some shit now. He was talking about being quantum locked in time to which we in actual form, energetic form can go and read, revisit, understand, learn from. Halls of Amenti, the halls of souls. Let's get back to the picture because I want to bring this all home. The halls of soul. This 2007, 2008 version of Geechee Monk. This is my soul trapped in here because I printed it out. It ain't digital. My soul trapped in here. That's what that soul was going through, that torment. And I locked him in. I locked him in because I needed to talk to him one day. You need to talk to the energies that are quantum locked around you. You got all access to them. You got the key, they're yours. And you go and heal them. You borrow from them, you utilize them. Your ancestors, they decided to be in that energy. So you can go inside there, unlock them, access them, utilize them, thank them. How my granddaddy used to say, and it get vocal, but it's bringing me back to this moment. And it's all about having access and utilizing energy. He said, boy, and I love my granddaddy, Jerry. He said, boy, when you get through fucking the pussy, kiss it and thank it, because it didn't have to be there. I used to laugh at, granddaddy, you crazy. He said, kiss it and thank it when you leave, because it didn't have to be there for you. And I used to always, man, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm a goon, granddaddy. But I grew up and I see what he's talking about now. If I get access to some energy, I get access to it, you're damn right I'm going to thank it. I'm going to acknowledge it. No difference. See, the old people got a way of saying things to where it'll come up and get you when it's time to get you. Y'all follow me? So every time I'm going to talk to my ancestors, I'm going to thank them. That's why we got altars. Every time I talk to this version of myself, I'm going to thank it for what it went through. Every time I talk to that 6-year-old boy that was taken advantage of by his uncle, I'm going to thank him for going through that traumatic shit and not giving up. Because I wouldn't be here if that person wouldn't have took the hit for me. Thank you. Thank you. And I had you here, Albert. How y'all feel, people? Y'all understand this? I'm going to read. I can't. Daguerreologue. That's all I can say. Daguerreologue. An imaginary interview with the old photograph of yourself. Y'all get it, people. Find them old photos of your mama. Find them old photos of your daddy. Find them old photos of your granny. Find the old photos of you. Print them out if you don't have none digital new age generation. Go and print them out. You can buy a printer at Walmart or some shit. Print it out. Save it. Let's not make everything digital. Save that picture. Create a real photo album so you can go back and look. You can be the record keeper of the family. You can be the spiritual soul keeper of your family. You know the task that is? God will protect you. Your family ancestor will protect you even more if you become the spiritual ancestor keeper of the information. Come on now. Did y'all get it? Did y'all learn something today? I normally could pronounce the word in such a beautiful fashion, but this bitch right here, whoo, this bitch right here is a killer, boy. Nayara, what's up? Mara. That's all I'm asking people. It will help your spirit so bad. It will help your spiritual growth so good. It'll help you understand. You can have a real conversation with yourself because you know what you was going through. You saw when you was in poverty. You saw when you was on top, when you had that Bentley. You saw when you was sitting up there with the gold teeth in your mouth and your fur coats and your boots women. You saw it. Y'all was at the pimp daddy shack wagon. Brothers, y'all in them goddamn high heels shoes, them what you calling them wedges with the fishes in them back in the day. Pimp era. You saw it. Black Mafia family, gold chains and Coogee sweaters. Y'all saw, have a conversation with them. Have a conversation with City Girl them back in the day, the original Luke Skywalker them, Miami, Florida. Don't stop, get it, get it. Come on now. That's all I'm saying. You're gonna need that energy moving forward. I guarantee it. You're gonna need it. You're going to need it. I'm gonna need 6-year-old Baron. I'm gonna need motherfucking 32-year-old Geechee Monk. I'm gonna need this Baron right here. I'm gonna need all of these because moving forward, I got plans and I'm gonna need all of them to execute. You're gonna need all of you to execute your plans for the future. So instead of imagine what you wanted your life to be, go ahead and pick up that photo and talk about it. Look at all of them. Have a conversation with every last one, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Have that conversation. Can't do nothing but make you better, make you greater. This is a Monday morning thing, here. Y'all gonna get emotional, y'all gonna cry. But if y'all need my help or assistance with this, y'all know what to do. Contact each other on this bitch. Y'all can message. It's a message board. People don't use YouTube as a message board the way it's supposed to. Hey man, let's all get together. What's your email? What's your hashtag on Instagram? Let me direct messages so we can see can we get something going, because this seems like something that would be great to do. Now, because I've started this movement right here, watch every other spiritual is going to be trying to do it with theirs. But I'm giving y'all the first dibs. Y'all go ahead. Y'all Baron, this is the date that all us set up. Just need to be 2 or 3. This is the date that the 3 of us set up that we gonna do it. Can you be there for us? Can you just be there and we can all shout to the heavens and scream? Yes, I will. I will make that motherfucking time. It's 15 minutes. I will make that time. That's a promise. People, I am in a great, great mood today. I'm in a great, great mood. So my fraternity this past weekend went to Melbourne, up there, Mims, Florida, and we went and seen a historical black museum in Mims, Florida. Let me tell you something. I didn't understand it, didn't know what it was about, didn't even know it was right there in my own backyard, and I learned something. I learned something. Didn't know. I learned laws. I learned about the Groveland. I love. Oh my God, it's horrible. But I learned that it's somebody that I want to say the name, And I'm finna Google it because all those names run the same. Because I really think if you guys visit here, you guys should check it out. If you into your Black history in Florida historical. Because I never heard of the family before. All right, there we go. So the place we just went to, the Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated GDS, just had we had our annual retreat where all the brothers got together and aired out a little grievances, talked, had fun, loved each other, ate. I mean, it was a great time. I'm still on cloud nine. Just a beautiful time. We went to the Harry T. and Harriet V. Moore Cultural Complex. Harry T. and Harriet V. Moore Cultural Complex. And we took a tour of the place. We took a tour of their original house. We took a tour of the land. And by the way, they got orange trees out there, people. Remember I told you I was looking for an orange tree? They literally got like 2 or 3 orange trees that I saw still growing. Well, we went out there, people, and it was great. It was great. So I'm on cloud nine. I'm Phi Beta Sigma energized this week moving forward. Just had a great time. People, if you're ever in Mims, Florida, go check it out. And one of the brothers that's in the Melbourne chapter, that's his direct descendant. He knew them directly. That he knew their auntie, like great auntie mother type shit. The older guy, he knew him direct descendants. We got him in our thing, so just was a great time. I'm just doing a shout out to them. The staff was excellent, gift shop, beautiful. They did the thing. But what I was gonna say, yeah, because I just started thinking back. I'm sorry, y'all. But yeah, people, with this right here, we can heal ourselves spiritually and physically. God damn, every time I do these things, I get the yawning. Y'all ever notice I get the yawning? Energy want to show and come out. But good people, time to heal ourselves. Let's talk to the old version of us. Let's get them involved in our life today. Stop saying, okay, the past is the past, let it be the past. Let's bring the old version to the new version. We're gonna need all of them. It's all about the totality of us. A lot of y'all struggling trying to get in ancestor magic going on because you don't want to look at the version of yourself from the past that you hate so goddamn much. I was him. Bring all that shit together and love it. Bring it all together. Stir it up, mix it up. Potting and boo boo. Love it. I'm gonna have another conversation with old Geechee Monk right here too, because I see some stuff I want to talk to him about. Because he shouldn't have let me go through with this damn thing then. That one thing that he had me doing all day, he shouldn't have had me doing. My jaw still hurt. Geechee Monk. I'm just giving y'all a hard time. Everybody, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Come through. Whew. Come through and check your readings out. I mean, check out the readings. People allow me to record and put them on YouTube. And I said the chat is more fun than the reading sometimes. But if you look at the reading, you're going to learn. Enjoy yourselves. We got it going on like that. Everybody, I will be raffling off come June, during the month of June. I'll be coming back, but I found out some stuff. I'm gonna purchase a table at our Getting in Good Trouble Award, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Getting in Good Trouble Awards. When the dates come out, because they're gonna release it, I'm gonna purchase the table. It's gonna be 10 people to a table. If you're in the Central Florida area, I would love for you guys to join me, but it's only 10 people at the table, myself a guest, and so that'll be 8 other chairs. I would love for you guys to join me. So in that case of the matter, I will be posting that out there if you're in the Central Florida area, or if you just want to fly down. I'm gonna have my daughter, Baby Baron, create a criteria to select the names from the emails, and you guys will know a month, 2 months in advance. But come out and celebrate with Phi Beta Sigma. If you can stand the winning team, the winning fraternity of all, the best one. If you can stand us to enjoy ourselves, come on through. Getting in good trouble, eat, drink, talk, laugh, see the grants that we give out to the kids, and see what we do in the community. Top man, my mentor, is rocking the damn thing. Ali Braswell, he rocking things now. So he's on top. So good deal for him. But yeah, I'm gonna be putting that out there so you guys can sit at the table with me. Now that's my personal life, y'all. That's not this life. So there, I will be Geechee. I'll be Geechee Monk or Tyke. Only here I'm the Baron. You got me? So I will be making sure that information come out there. So I'm gonna purchase the table, and once I get the ticket secured, I'll let you guys know what's going on there. Hey, everybody. Oh, for us True Spook, I've been getting some emails about True Spook. Woo, woo. Oh, Virgo Mama, what it is? Good morning. So listen, when it comes to True Spook, I know y'all gonna be mad when I say this. My True Spook fans from my other YouTube channel, I have got them down to 2 stories a month. Let me tell you why. It is so hard doing what I'm doing, and I'm not getting the traction. I'm trying, people, and I know it ain't your business to give me traction. It's mine to advertise, but it's so hard to edit that, to edit the readings, to try to work these social media platforms. I'm just not learning how to get into. And I know you guys say you're gonna help, and I'm gonna allow you guys to help. The faithful people that live close to me. Thank you so much. I couldn't do it without you. But people, listen, I'm gonna drop them down to 2 a month until I get control. Granted, I'm never gonna run out. I mean, I'm 45. Them things could last. I'm never gonna run out of storage until it's just so hard to keep it going. So I mean twice a month, every other Thursday, I will be doing True Spook for now. I'll get back to every week. I don't mind doing them every week. It's just that I got to maintain where my money is coming from. I'm not getting the funding from this, and this is all I do, y'all. So with that being said, Thursdays, 2:30 p.m. Eastern time on my other channel, True Spook TV. Come through, listen to the grandiose tales of Gunju and Tyke as we go throughout the hood doing solving magical mysteries and helping out the people. I listen to some of them and I'm like, we was in everybody's business. I was a nosy little fat dude, and my grandma was a shit talking old lady, but we was in everybody's business, but we helped. So come through and see all the shit that we got into, that I got my grandmama into with my nosy ass trying to help the world. You'll love it. All right. I'm finna let you go. Yeah, the second and fourth Thursdays, Roy Blue. I'm tired. I got shit to do today. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. All right, everybody. I am the Baron, telling you guys I trusted you in the universe, because at the end of the day, that's all you got. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you all. So, tribe, y'all be good, people.